Okay, in today's session, we are discussing about ORC. So how to the objective of this training is everyone who are attending this session has to do the certification. This is the objective. Suppose you are attending a training, right? So when you're attending a training, so what should be the objective of it? How should I know that you are having a content or knowledge? So you should do the certification. Once you are certified, so as a trainer, I can understand, okay, what are the knowledge I have shared with you as properly validated and you are certified in the particular module called Oracle Recruitment Cloud. Okay, so this is the objective. After 6 weeks, let us take this is the starting week. After 6 weeks, so you should be in a position to attempt the exam. Okay, to write the exam. Meanwhile, I will provide you with kind of mock exams. I'll take mock interviews and all, so you can go through that one. Okay, so you can write the mock exams and all. So today's topic, we will go through what is what. So we don't want to go in depth. Okay, we don't want to go in depth. We will see what are the different topics, what are the different areas. So we need to learn in the Oracle Recruitment Cloud. Okay. So we will see what is the basics of ORC. Okay. So ORC implementation. So ORC implementation, we are having a comprehensive 8-phase implementations. Okay. How many phases we will be having? So how many phases we will be having, Fatima? How many phases?
8.
8 phases. So just you have to remember. So
Yeah, okay.
ORC cloud implementation, we are going to have 8-phase implementation. Okay.
Okay.
So let us take, if you consider this one as a one. So we need to do a foundational setup. So foundational setup is like phase 1 and phase 2. So what is a foundational setup? So we need to configure the geography hierarchy, and we need to configure the legal entity and legal entity HCM information task. Okay, there are two tasks are there. One is we need to configure the geography, and we need to configure the legal entity and legal entity HCM information task. We will come to the application and we will see how it looks like. Okay, that is the first foundation setup.
You mean to say core HR setup, right?
Yeah, this is a part of core HR. Yes.
Okay, so which part we are not doing any? I mean, any
Sorry, as far as
core HR partial setup you're saying?
yeah, even in order to implement Oracle Recruitment Cloud, also you have to start with core HR only.
Yeah, but
Core
like
HR. So core HR,
till which object we can? I mean, I think whole core HR setup will be needed because positions, job, everything will be needed for recruitment, right?
no. See, whole core HR is not that one. That is what. So if you want to, so I think have you gone through complete my videos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through everything.
Yeah, okay. So here core HR, the basic enterprise structures and workforce structures. Okay, that is a very basics, right? So what is
Yeah,
enterprise structures? Enterprise, divisions, business units, and
legal entities.
enterprise, division, legal entities, and business units. Okay,
Yes.
that is enterprise structures. What
Yeah.
is the
Then we have
workforce?
workforce structure.
Yeah, workforce structures. So locations, departments, jobs, grades, and positions. So definitely we
Yeah.
need to do this kind of setup. This is a
Yeah.
basic setup. In the core HR, there are so many things, right?
Yes. Yes.
There are so many things in the core HR. Okay, actions, action types. Okay, there are so many setups we need to do in order to implement the entire core HR. But so in order to implement recruitment, we don't have to do the entire setup of core HR. Just what is required here. So to configure the geography and geography structures. That is one thing. Okay. And second thing is we need to configure the enterprise structures and workforce structures. So coming to enterprise structures, we need to configure the legal entity. Okay. What is legal entity? And legal entity HCM information task. Okay. So that particular part only we need to complete to start with ORC. So everybody clear? Okay, let us check except Fatima. I think Fatima, I think you also having my recorded sessions, right?
Yeah, I'm having a recorded sessions, but I haven't gone through it.
Okay, so just go through
Yeah.
my recorded sessions whenever you are having some free time. Okay, that
Mm-mm.
definitely will help you to cope up with this kind of fast track batches on the weekends. And apart from that, you also join on a day-to-day evening 8 p.m. classes also. Okay,
Okay,
and
sure,
that is
sure.
really required for a particular person who was a fresher. Let
Mm.
us take um,
Actually, I'm not getting any proper information from the team. So, are you maintaining any groups? Now you're saying no, like you're having 8 p.m. evening classes.
yeah, I'll add you in that group.
Yeah, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I've sent a request. You can join that batch. Okay. So
Sure, sure.
this is the basic foundational setup. So what are the two tasks we need to configure? Okay, I'll open. So total there are 8 implementation phases are there. So we will see one after the other. What is the first phase? Configuration of geographies. Okay. So what is the task in that we are going to configure? Okay, before going to this one, so what is the offering we need to select in order to implement ORC? So what is the offering we need to select? So Bhavya, what is the offering we need to select in order to implement ORC?
Recruiting training.
Recruiting and candidate experience. Okay. So recruiting and candidate experience. This is the offering we need to select in order to implement the ORC module. Okay. So these are the functional areas. Okay. Under recruiting and candidate experience, what are the functional areas? So these are the functional areas. So in this recruiting and candidate experience, you can see these are from until here. So initial users, enterprise profile, legal structures, these are all common. Okay, these are all common. So from here, the actual functional area will start. Recruiting and candidate experience. So this is the functional area, recruiting and candidate experience. In that, we need to configure geography hierarchies and geography hierarchy structures. Okay, this is the task. So we need to start for the first implementation phase. We need to configure geography hierarchies. Okay, need to configure the geography hierarchy. So what is this one? This is the phase one. The implementation phase one is configuration of geography hierarchies. So what is phase two?
But we have standard, I mean, data sets available for this, right?
Yeah, standard it is available. So we need to just load that one to load that US.
Is there any recommendation for this from a consulting perspective? Like if client asks like is which database is updated or correct, more correct with addresses?
The Oracle will provide you, right? So Oracle will provide with US geographies and all. Yes, you need to load that one.
And
By
if any third
default,
party,
by default, so earlier we used to have a third party called Vertex. So right now they have removed that Vertex, and Oracle itself is providing the geographies in the application itself. By default, US geography will be coming by default. Okay. So this is the phase two is configuration of legal entities and legal entity HCM information task. So this is a second phase. So once you are done with the configuration of geographies, so what you have to do, configuration of legal entity and legal entity HCM information task. So this is a phase two.
so very specific in ORC, like legal entity and legal, I mean, that is coming
Yeah,
under enterprise structure, right?
that is comes under enterprise structures only. If some, let us take if the client they are not interested to what you call they don't want to implement core HR. Okay, they don't want to implement core HR
Yeah.
and they want to start only with recruiting first. So at this
Okay.
point of time, that kind of scenario, you don't have to do all the core HR configuration stuff, right? So you'll start
So
directly
I have one question. Can't we? I mean, I have said directly that core HR is based because it will take time for implementation for core HR also. So, in if anybody wants to implement ORC, how to tackle such a scenarios? Because by default we need to implement ORC. Sorry, core HR, right?
No, but it's nothing like by default you have to implement core HR. No, it's
Okay,
nothing like that. Suppose you want to implement only ORC. Suppose there are so many clients who are implementing only ORC.
okay.
So ORC is a standalone product. That's why it is having so much demand. So there is no need of implementing core HR, payroll, absence, and also. So some of the companies are using only ORC for recruiting purpose, right? The main objective of ORC is what? So recruiting purpose to hire an employees, right? To
Yeah.
hire employees, right? That is the main business purpose they are using this for. So for that reason, they don't implement any other module. They will implement only ORC, and they will
Yeah, but
test that how the Oracle applications are useful for the particular business purpose.
yes, but my point is, you will have job and you will have job description. You will have some eligibility criteria for that particular job. So that is very much contextual to ORC. But
No, nothing to
in
do
order
like
to,
that. See, don't think that that is what you call that is job and job description and all these things. What it's enterprise structures and workforce structures related to it.
yes, yes.
That is nothing to do with the core HR. So it's a part of core HR, but while you are implementing ORC, that is also part of ORC. So implementation of enterprise structures and workforce structures is really required not only for HCM, it is really required for supply chain. It is really required for CRM, financials, everything. So without enterprise structures and workforce structures, none of them can do anything in supply chain also, right? You
Okay,
want,
but in ORC, if you hire anyone after selection,
so
screening, and
hiring is
everything,
the part.
okay, global
We
HR.
are not discussing about hiring here.
Okay, I got you, got you.
So hiring is a part of core HR. So this is a pre-hiring kind of thing, right? So we are doing all the candidate selection process. We are doing all the interview selections. We are doing all this. This is the pre-hiring. So the last stage of ours is hiring a candidate and making him as a pending worker. So at this point of time, it's moving to HR. So at that time, that phase, that ORC phase will be completed. When we are moving the candidate to HR, the ORC phase will get completed, and the particular
Yeah, so
candidate will become a
we will get the
pending
list
worker.
of candidates on that hiring screen, right?
Yes.
Under pending workers.
Yes, under pending worker. So at that point, ORC has done. ORC has completed its job. So then the global HR will come into picture. So ORC is a kind of a module that is a prerequisite or before kind of global HR
So
prequel.
position finalization specific to organization is not at all feature of this ORC. It's a general
No, it is a feature
selection
of.
process.
So when you are configuring the position, that is a feature of global HR.
Yeah, but in ORC, if I hire somebody,
Hmm.
then he's
So
under pending work.
ORC you are going to hire based upon the number of positions.
Yeah. So that position is independent of workforce structure position.
No, that is a part of workforce structures only, right?
So
So,
if I wanted to hire somebody on a position, the position
so
itself needs.
this is okay. I want to I want to be clear. So
Yeah.
here we are the ORC. I think we are mixing both ORC and global HR every time.
Okay.
So what
See,
is
I am new to ORC. Maybe my questions can be
Yeah,
moreover.
definitely. See, this kind of discussion is really good because ORC is like a kind of a prequel for a global HR. So, lot of here and there will be there. Definitely, so many what you call overlapping will be there. So, we need to slowly understand. So, that's why we are going step by step. What is phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four, phase five? Total 8 phases are there. Okay, in the last phase, core HR will come into picture. Okay, that's
Okay.
and we will wait. We will go through all the phases one by one. Then you can ask me the questions.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. So here, what we have done as a part of enterprise structures and workforce structures, we have configured the legal entity and legal entity HCM information task. So this is nothing to do with global HR. This is a part of enterprise structure and workforce structures configuration, and this will be there. That's why. See, if you see here the functional areas, now your doubt will be clarified. So in this functional area, so enterprise profile is there, right? legal entity, legal structure profile is there, right? So from here also you can create manage legal entity, right? So which offering is it? Is it global HR? Is it
No,
workforce
sir.
deployment? Is it workforce deployment? No. But
Mm.
still, even though it is not a workforce deployment which will contain global HR, all the core functional areas will be there in every offering, whether you are implementing ORC or whether you are implementing talent management or whether you are implementing compensation. So everything, the basic functional areas will be there. That is initial users, enterprise profile, legal structures, organization structures, financial reporting, workforce structures, workforce profiles, user security. Okay. So until the basic HCM data exchange, this is common for everyone. Okay, this is common until HCM data exchange. So let us take talent management. Talent management, okay, let us take compensation management. Okay, so till here, workforce information and HDL. So here they are calling it as HCM data load. So till HDL, all of them are common, right? All the functional areas are common. So the same thing is there in compensation management. The same thing is there in recruiting and candidate experience. Okay. So here they are calling it as HCM data exchange. They will call it as data loader. Some place they will call it as data loader. Some place they will call it as data exchange. Okay. So let us take workforce development. That is a talent management model. So here also same thing. Until data loader, it is there common, right? What we learn from this is, so these are the functional areas that is common. We need to implement all these functional areas before going to the actual product. Okay, here what is the product here? Talent management. So talent management is divided in 5 modules. One is goal management, profile management, performance management, talent review, succession management. Okay, so these are the goals, performance, talent review, succession. So this was goals. Okay, total 5 modules. So before implementing this talent management, what we have to configure? We need to configure all these functional areas. This is common. Okay, if you have configured in the workforce deployment itself, you don't have to reconfigure again. So this is the basic one. That is a global HR. We will call it as a global HR. If you configure in this particular workforce deployment, suppose your company is following a proper step-by-step approach. They are configuring global HR, then they are taking ORC, then that is no issue. But if there is a particular scenario where a company is not taking core HR, okay, they're not implementing anything related to core HR module or anything related to payroll module or anything related to talent, time and labor or absence. They're only taking recruiting cloud. Okay, they're only taking recruitment. They're only taking recruitment. Still, again, they have to configure all these important enterprise structures, workforce structures. So, Swapnil, you got it. You got the difference, right? So, what is main important thing?
Yeah, I mean, these are basic structures specific to
So
Oracle
these are the
architecture.
basic functional areas you have to
Yeah.
implement irrespective
And,
of the offering.
and these objects can be used in transaction through architecture. I mean, whatever transaction we have to execute. These are
Correct.
basic objects for those transactions.
Correct. So
And it is for every module, right? Not
it's
for HCM. Like,
irrespective of any offering. So
yeah,
you cannot
offering.
call it as a module, irrespective of offering. So what are the different offerings we are having? So one is workforce deployment, another one is workforce development, another one is recruiting and candidate experience, another one is compensation management. So 4 offerings
Okay.
we are having as a part of HCM. Okay. So irrespective of offering which you are taking, so remaining all does it comes as a part of HCM, the compensation management, okay, and then the recruiting and candidate experience, and then workforce deployment and workforce development. These 4 comes as a part of offerings that comes belongs to HCM. So irrespective which offering you are implementing, you need to implement these functional areas. Okay. So thus that will be taken care as phase 1 and phase 2. You got it right now? What are the 2 phases? So that is the foundation. So what we have discussed here, what is the foundation step? So we need to implement geographies and legal entity configurations. Okay. And phase, okay, 3, 2, 4, and 5. Phase 3, 4, 5. So what are the phase 3? Configuration of job application flows, candidate selection process, and career set configurations. So these are the 3 phases. So this is the actual backbone. So this is the phase 3. Phase 4. So candidate selection process. Configuration of internal and external career sites. So this is the backbone for ORC. So job application flow, candidate selection process, configuration of internal and external career sites. This is the backbone. So this is actual ORC. Okay. So now, so what is the transactions? What is the transactions we are going to do? So creation of job requisition templates and alerts and notifications. This is the phase 6. This is a phase 6. Configuration.
On, can I drop off because I need to go somewhere? It was already planned.
Yeah, sure, you can.
Yeah. Just update me so that we can have a further discussion.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So what is the phase 7 in this implementation? Configuration of alerts and notifications. So phase 8. So creation of job requisitions using job requisition template by hiring manager and post it in the career sites. So broadly, the implementation of ORC has been classified into 8 phases. Okay. So one is configuration of geography hierarchies, configuration of legal entities, and legal entity information. This is a classic that is related to the kind of enterprise structures and workforce structures. So that one. So configuration of job application flow. So what is meant by job application flow? Okay. So we will see all these things one after the other. So configuration of candidate selection process. This is another phase. Configuration of internal and external career sites. Okay, this is one of the phase. Job requisition templates, configuration of job requisition template. This is one of the phase. Configuration of alerts and notification. This is another phase. Okay. So once you have configured this job requisition template, we are going to use the template to create a job requisition by hiring manager. So hiring manager is one of the important actor here, or one of the important role. Okay, by hiring manager, and we need to post that in the career sites. So if we can able to complete these 8 phases, so predominantly 80% of the implementation has done. So if we can able to understand and configure these things, 70 to 80% of the ORC has been completed. The remaining small topics we can cover. Okay. This is a foundation setup, geography hierarchy and legal entity. So geography hierarchy. So it will be having 2 levels. So one is level 1 and level 2. Level 1, we need to configure the state, and level 2, we need to configure at the city level. Okay. Countries by default, whichever the country you select. Only we need to select only 2 levels. One is state and another one is city. So if you are configuring for US, country, state, and city. If you are configuring for India also, country is India, state is, suppose if it is Hyderabad, the state is Telangana, and city is Hyderabad. So this is how we need to configure. Okay. So here the phase 2, the legal entities, the legal employer structure. So we need to configure the legal entity, and we need to associate the legislative data group for the particular legal entity. Okay. And then we need to configure the legal entity HCM information task also. Okay. So just we will go through the theoretical stuff today. So once we are done with those 2 phases, okay, I want to configuration of job application flows. So what is meant by job application flow? Okay, let us take, there are multiple people out there. Okay, multiple people, one of them are fresher, another one is 5 years experienced persons. Okay, so you want to create different application flows for different candidates. So here we will call here we will call them as candidates, not employees or workers, because so whatever the people who are coming as a part of ORC, they are all candidates. I mean for job interviews. Okay. So in order to apply, we will configure different application flows. Suppose you are looking for a kind of scientist job role. Okay. For the particular job role, the application flow might be different. So if you are looking for a salesperson, the job application flow might be different. Or if you are looking for a kind of a fresher, the application flow might be different. Okay. Suppose if you are looking for a fresher, they don't ask you how many years of experience in the application flow, right? So that kind of questionnaire will be changing in the application flow. And candidate selection process. So candidate selection process will be having multiple phases and states. So this is a little bit complicated thing here. So we will discuss in depth about candidate selection process. And career sites. So career sites is like where, suppose in a company, there are 10,000 employees are there, and new open position has been posted. Okay, open position has came out, and within the 10,000 employees also, some of them they want to change from their current position to new position within the company itself. So they want to change within the company. So how they want to apply for the particular job, and how come they see whether there is open position or not is with the help of internal career sites. I think most of the people who are working in the corporate, they know. Okay, in the corporate, most of the people who are working, they know about the internal career sites. Okay, some of them we will call it as internal job posting, IJP. With IJP, most of them will go through that job sites, internal career sites, and they will apply and they will attend for the interview within the company. That is one process. Okay, that is called as internal career sites. External career sites. So external career sites is like nothing but Naukri or Monster or Indeed. So these external career sites where this hiring manager or a recruiter, they will post the job in the external career sites. Okay, they will post the job in the external career sites, and they will search for the candidates from the outside to fill the open position. So this comes as a part of career sites. Just as of now, I'm not going in depth. Just I'm trying to explain in a very basic, high level manner only. If you don't understand, don't feel anything. Just we will come to application. We will discuss each and every topic again. So in the job application flow, what we are going to capture? Okay. So we are going to capture about the personal information, job application related questionnaires. It's about experience and education. So these are the kind of information we are going to collect. Okay, these are the information we are going to collect related to this job application flow, and we can create different job application flows, and we can associate the particular job application flows whichever is required. Okay, we will see here, we will see this one more while doing the practical stuff. So this is a candidate selection process. So what are the different phases in the candidate selection process, and what are the states? So what are the different phases here? So we will see new candidate is one phase, screening is another phase, first level interview, final interview. These are the different phases. Okay. And offer and HR is a mandatory phase. So what are the two mandatory phases here? One is offer phase and another one is HR phase. So these are the mandatory phases. Okay. And here, so what are the four optional phases? New candidate, screening, first level interview, final interview. So these are the phases. So within that particular phases, again, we will be having the states. So under consideration, selected for screening. So these are the, suppose if a particular candidate in the new candidate phase, so he'll be in two states. One is under consideration and another one is he selected for the screening. Suppose he was in the second phase called screening. So again, we can move this particular candidate into three different states. So based upon the process, how it is progressing, we are going to move the particular candidate into multiple phases. Suppose he has crossed, selected for screening, we will be considered for a review, selected for interview. So this particular candidate who was in the initial new candidate phase, moved to screening phase, and now within the screening, he is selected for interview. So once he got selected for the interview, so first level interview will be scheduled. So this is a new phase. Interview schedule is a new phase. So it means this is a progression happening. So once interview got selected, so it will be scheduled. So once interview got scheduled, so we will ask interviewer to give the feedback. So if the particular candidate is really excellent and he answered all the particular questions and he is having a lot of technical skills and all these things. So whoever have done the interview, we will collect the feedback. So who will collect the feedback? So hiring manager and the recruiter will collect the feedback. So we will see that whoever the actors also coming to picture, and we will see that one also. So once he has completed the interview and if he got selected, we will call him for the final round. So final interview schedule. This is another stage in the final interview phase. This is how a candidate will move from one phase to another phase via states. So each state he has to progress. Each state he has to progress. So finally, suppose let us take he got selected in the final interview. So what is the final stage? So we will release the offer. So that is the offer phase. Okay, that is the offer phase. This is a mandatory phase. So without offer phase and HR phase, we cannot convert candidate into an employee. Okay. So here this is the offer phase where we are going to generate and manage the job offers. So once offer has been created, we are going to extend the offer. Okay, we are going to extend the offer to the particular candidate. If the candidate accepts the offer, so we are going to move that particular candidate to the HR phase. Okay, so HR, he will convert the particular candidate to employee. So here the particular in the HR phase, if the candidate accepts that offer, he will become a pending worker. Okay, he will become a pending worker and he will come to the global HR phase. Okay, once he join the company, we are going to convert the particular pending worker to the employee. So this is how the complete candidate selection process is going to work. Okay, so if anyone having any kind of generic doubts, means this is a very basic session, right? Okay, we have not gone through the application, we have not seen. Second, just give me a second. So we have seen what is meant by job application flow, right? So in this particular job application flow, we are going to capture the information related to candidate, like personal information. Personal information means what? Contact information and address, his details. Job application questionnaire. So it will ask a little bit about this experience, education, all these things. Okay. So this is about the job application flow. Means it will, suppose most of them they know, right? So while you are applying for a Naukri, for a particular job, it will capture some of the information, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what are the different sections have you seen to capture the data?
Same, sir. It will be like personal information and the education. If you have any experience, past experience, they ask about the past experiences of related work experience and more about you, like email and phone contact information.
Okay, I think everybody understood, right? So what is the job application flow? So suppose if a particular company wants to know more information about you, so they will create a workflow where it will capture information. Okay, so if they want to hire a candidate, so they want to know more about you, right? So suppose they want to they want to hire a particular person who knows German language. Okay, there is an opening in the Germany. The particular candidate who are having a technical skills. Apart from that, they should know German language. So where they will capture that information? They will capture that information in the more about you. So where they will capture the language. Okay, if the particular candidate know German, definitely they will be filtered. This is how we are going to use this particular phase, job application flow configuration phase. Okay, the main purpose. So it will control the candidate application process. So it will define the step-by-step journey candidates follow and apply for a particular positions. So this is the main, we will see, okay, when we are talking about the theory, you will feel bored. I know that. But so this is one of the important phase, that is job application flow configuration. So these are the different sections: personal information section, job application section, questionnaires, experience. It's more about it. These are the different sections, and we can remove some of the sections if we don't require, or we can add some more sections if it is really required. We will see in the application also. Okay. So this is a candidate selection process. We have just gone through this one, right? So under consideration, these are phases. So what are the different phases we are having? New candidate, screening, first level interview, second level interview. I think how many people have attended for interviews so far in any corporate companies? So Srivatsu, have you attended for interview? Srivatsu, are you there?
So I have attended.
Okay. So what are the companies have you attended, Brahman?
Yeah, PwC, TCS, HCM.
Okay. So what are the different phases they have told, whether you have selected, rejected, to be reviewed, processed for first level interview or second level
Yeah,
interview? So
first
all
they
this.
take the they're send the screening rounds.
Okay.
Once screening round selected, then they will schedule the first round of interview.
Okay.
Once selected first round, they will conduct the second round, sir.
Okay. So
Once, yeah,
so what they have asked in the screening?
they are asking for experience and basic details, sir.
The basic information, right?
Yes.
So that is comes as a part of screening. Okay. So as of now, you have not got the offer letter. So you have not entered into the which phase? You have not entered into this offer phase.
No.
Same thing, right?
Yes.
So if somebody who was selected earlier in any companies, did you get the offer letter? So Harinath, I think you are working in some company, right?
No, not now, and so I have done this, sir.
Okay. So I think have you crossed any of these phases earlier in your interview process?
Yeah,
Yes.
even I have created offer process also.
That's what. So it's a kind of a generic kind of thing. So
Yes.
recruiting is a very easy module. So compared to payroll or compared to any other module, recruiting is very easy. Why it is easy is, so it is a kind of a generic terminology only. People can understand the terminology very easily because it's a day-to-day activity for any particular person who is trying to attend for interviews, who want to get a job. So this is a normal kind of terminology only.
Sir,
Okay,
okay. So if we only cross these four levels, then only we will touch the mandatory system phase, right?
yes, correct. Only
Okay.
once you
If not,
got
then
offer, only
if
once
not,
you
then
got
we will
offer,
not enter into this.
correct.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
mandatory system phases will be triggered once you got an offer letter, means once you selected
Okay.
in the interview.
Okay. Okay.
So these are the two mandatory phases. So there might be an interview question such a way that what are the mandatory phases in the candidate selection process? So what is that, Fatima?
What's up? Come again?
So there might be interview question. Okay, if you go for an interview, then they will ask in such a way that, so what are the mandatory phases in the candidate selection process phase?
Offer phase and HR phase.
That's it. You have to convey like so
Okay.
there are
Sure.
two mandatory phases. One is offer phase and another one is HR phase. Okay,
HR
offer phase will be triggered when a particular candidate was selected for an offer in the final interview phase. Okay, and
Okay.
once offer phase is completed, it will be triggered to the HR phase. So in the HR
Okay.
phase, the candidate will become a pending worker, and once he was released offer letter, and once he accept that one and join the company, he will become an employee. So this is how you have to articulate the answer. Not just like that, you are just saying only two systems, two phases like offer phase and HR phase. You have to talk at least for 3 to 5 minutes. You got it
Okay,
right?
got it. Yeah.
You have to talk in the interview so that people should convince that you have worked in the real companies.
Okay.
Career site configurations. So as we have already discussed, right? What are the two career sites would be there in ORC? Brahman? What are the two career sites we'll be having in ORC? Can anybody tell me?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So internal career sites and external career sites. So what we will call as external career sites? What are the different external career sites are available?
Naukri, Indeed,
Yeah, Naukri, Indeed, Monster,
Monster,
Foundry.
no.
Glassdoor.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
whatever the outside. Okay, and internal there would be only one internal career site. Okay, for one company they will be having only one internal career site. Okay, I'll show you how an internal career site looks like for Hormel Foods. Okay, Hormel Foods US career site is there, right? I'll show that one. So this is the Hormel Foods corporate website. So here, just come here, come to here careers, apply now. Okay, allow. So this is the internal career site. Okay, this is the internal career site of which company? Hormel Foods. So this is the search option. So you can, so what are the levels we are having here? How many levels we are having? We have discussed, right? How many levels we are having?
4 levels.
No, 2 levels. So how many levels we are having in geographies? So how many levels we are having in geography? Level 1 and level 2. So apart from the country. So one is state, another one is city. Okay. Now just remember here. So you can able to see here, right? Near location. This is the geography. So country is which country? And what are the 2 levels we are having? State and city. So let us take, I want to select Fort Smith. Okay. Fort Smith is a city. Okay. Fort Smith is a city. So this is a completely job description. So this is the job description, complete job description. So this is the level 1, level 2, and this is the country. Fort Smith. So this is a complete job description. I think most of the people who attended Global HR, they know what is job description, job profile. So this is completely job profile, which contains job description and all these things, timings, work schedules. So all these things, which location. Okay, this is the location, which department. Okay, what is it, full-time, part-time? So all these things we have discussed in the Global HR module. Right or wrong? Have we discussed in the Global HR module regarding job profile?
Yes,
How
sir.
to associate the job profile to job? There is one video in the YouTube also. How to associate a job profile to a jobs also in Global HR module. So just please practice. So this is one of the job that was posted in which career sites? Whether it has posted in external career sites or internal career site?
Internal careers, sir.
Internals.
Internal career site. So if one of the particular person want to apply, okay, want to apply a job from internal career sites, they can search here. And anybody, okay, let us take anyone outside the particular person, nothing to do with the employees, outside person also, he can come to Hormel Foods and apply from this particular portal also. Okay, let us take you are not an employee for Hormel Foods, but still you can come to internal career site, that is this particular portal, and you can apply also. Okay, so here if you see here candidate experience, and this is Oracle Cloud application. So what is the pod here? What is the pod? EKH. EKH is the pod. So this is the internal career set. So we can go to the particular career set. Generally, they will not call it as internal career set. They will call it as a career sets. The career site of the particular company. Okay. They
So
will
in
call
application, if they have updated only internal, then it will reflect on internal page, sir. If they have updated external site, then it will reflect in external pages, sir.
yeah. So external career sites means what they have to post it in Naukri.com. They have to post
No, not Naukri, sir. In Oracle application itself, there are two options. One is internal and external. So if they have updated only in internal pages, then only it will reflect in internal pages. If they have updated in external, then it will reflect in external.
So that's what, see, you have to configure the external career site, right? If you configure
Yes.
the external career site, then it will reflect there. So you have to configure the internal and what is the external career site you have to configure. So as a recruiter, you have to configure that one, right? As an implementation specialist, you have to configure the external career sites. If you post that one, automatically it will post it in the internal career sites as well as external career sites. Okay, we will see that one. So once you are implementing that internal and external career sites, we will see that. Okay. So we have seen this career site configuration. So we have seen our Hormel Foods career site. This is the internal career site. Okay. What are the different jobs, locations? Okay, we have seen all these things. Okay. So what is the advantage of career sets? So it's an interface for the candidate who can go through that UI and they can apply for the job. You can see what are the different job openings and all. So definitely it's a mobile responsive pages. So whatever the latest one is all mobile responsive pages. You can do brand customization. So you can track your applications as a candidate. It's a kind of candidate self-service. So generally we will see, as of now we have seen employee self-service and manager self-service, right? So we can call it as a candidate self-service portal. So it's a kind of a naming convention. Okay. It's a kind of candidate self-service. So you can go and apply there and you can see that you can track his applications and all. So this is a kind of template creation, job requisition template creation. So this is a kind of job requisition templates. Okay. So where we are going to create, okay, what is that particular template name, in which organization, which business unit, which department? Okay, and what is this candidate selection process? Okay, this is one of the important thing. So in order to create job requisition template, we need to associate two things. So what is the two things we need to associate in order to create job requisition template? What are the two things we need to associate in order to create job requisition template, Brahmam? It is in front of you only, right?
Yes, sir.
So as of now, what we have discussed so
Yes.
far?
Application.
So we need to associate candidate selection process and job application flow. Okay. So these two things we need to associate where? While creating job requisition templates. Okay. So while creating job requisition templates, what are the two things we need to associate is, so which candidate selection process are you going to use, and what is the job application flow? So these two things we need to associate in the job requisition templates. Okay. So we are going to create a job requisition template. So what is meant by template? So template means, suppose you are hiring for a IT specialist, and in this particular organization, US1 legal entity, and in this one, US1 business unit. So if you create one template, so every time you don't have to create. So just you can copy the template, means you can select the template and can create the job requisition. And for the particular job requisition, you need to associate the particular candidate selection process and job application flow, right? So you don't have to do all these things. So what, in the first time itself, one time you are going to create a template. Okay, and from next time onwards, when you are going to create a job requisition, so you are going to use the particular template itself. Automatically, with the help of template, you can create a job requisition. So it will make a hiring manager job very easy. So if he doesn't know that much knowledge, so as you are configured all these things as an implementation consultant, so he will create a job requisition with the help of job requisition templates. So this is the advantage of template. So if you can create one template ready, just you can copy that one while creating a job requisition. So what are the two important things we need to associate while creating job requisition templates? Bhavya?
The selection process and application flow.
We need to say it as a candidate selection process and job application.
And
We just have to tell the complete naming convention. So here just
okay.
given a selection process, but we have to associate candidate selection process and we need to
Process and
associate
the
job
job
application
application.
flows while creating job requisition templates.
Okay, sir.
Okay, anyway, we will see in the practical applications. Okay, so in the next session we will see in the practical applications. This is just going through overview. So at least you will go through the overview, you will have a basic understanding. So what is the advantage here? So what is the advantage here is, suppose if you have a proper template, it's a kind of manual, you don't do any kind of mistakes. It will standardize the requisition creation. So sometimes people will do mistakes because they don't have a proper knowledge. But if you create a template, just they will copy the template and automatically all the fields will populate. So, and one more thing, it will reduce the manual work. So when you have to create a job requisition, you have to select each and everything, whether which organization, which business unit, which department, what is the job, what is the candidate selection process, which job application flow I need to associate with it, and all these things you need to do manually. But once you create a job requisition template, automatically all these things will be associated for the particular template. Is only you have to select the particular template and you can create a job requisition. And obviously it will ensure the consistency. So this is the main purpose of job requisition templates. When somebody asks you in the interview, what is the advantage of job requisition templates? So these are the advantages. So we will see that one. Okay, we will see that one, the practical stuff. So, and phase 7. Okay, we will come to the phase 7. As of now, we have seen the theoretical part of configuration of job application flows, configuration of candidate selection process, configuration of internal and external career sites, configuration of job requisition templates. Theoretically, we have seen what is what. So now I'm going to configure for alerts and notifications. So why we need to configure this one? Suppose a candidate got selected for the first round and we have scheduled an interview. We need to notify to the particular candidate, right? Otherwise, how come he know he has to attend an interview? Have you got it or not? So in the particular phase, if you go back to the phase, okay, in the candidate selection process. So a candidate has applied in the career set, whether it is internal or external. Okay. And we have selected this candidate for the interview. Okay. In the screening phase, what is the state? Selected for interview. So we need to communicate to the candidate, right? Come for first level interview. We need to communicate for the particular candidate or not.
Yes, we need to.
So how we are going to communicate? So
Through
we cannot
email.
communicate one after the other by calling particular person. No. So for that reason, we are going to configure the alerts and notifications. He will get a message. If he has given phone number, he will get a message. Or if you have given email ID, he will get an email. If he has given WhatsApp, so if there's a WhatsApp integration also, if they will get a WhatsApp message, something like that. Some messages or alerts or notifications has to be configured. We cannot call to the particular person, each and every person. That is going to be a tough job. So for that reason, we need to configure alerts and notifications. We need to configure this particular. We need to configure the particular alerts and notifications. Okay, this is the main reason to inform the communication for the candidates. Okay, so this is one of the important phase, notifications and alerts. What is the main objective is to automate candidate communication. Okay, what is the main objective of notifications and alerts is to automate candidate communications. Okay, so sends automated emails to candidates. Once you change from one phase to another phase, let us take, okay, I want to suppose if a particular candidate selected for an interview and first level interview has been scheduled, okay, and it's a first level interview also completed, and we want to call him for the second level of interview. So how we are going to confirm? So because here the state has changed from first level interview to feedback requested, feedback positive, and we are calling for the second level of interview. Means here everything in the ORC we are going to change the particular phase. Okay, we are going to change the phase of the state of the particular candidate. So once you change the state of the candidate, automated notifications has to go to the candidate. So automatically notification has to go to the candidate saying that you got selected in the first round of interview. You need to attend second level of interview on this given date. Okay. And finally you got selected. Automatically a notification has to go saying that you got selected in the final round. shortly we are going to release the offer letter. So manually then, so we are going to release the offer letter manually. But so here the complete candidate selection process for each state, if the candidate is changing from one state to another state, automatically the notifications has to go to the candidate. So for that reason, we are going to configure notifications alerts. So send automated emails to the candidates, notify selections and rejections, improve candidate experience. So these are the purpose of the notifications and alerts phase. Okay. What are the advantages? We can send emails to the candidate automatically from if the candidate changes from one state to another state. We can inform them whether they are selected or rejected. Okay, we can improve the candidate experience. So this is a kind of improvement. And the final one. So we are going to create a job requisition. The main objective is we need to create a job requisition, right? So as an implementation consultant, we have done. Okay. So now we have configured all ORC module, and now with the help of what we have configured so far, the actors who are using the Oracle Recruitment Cloud, like hiring managers, recruiters, okay, they have to create a job requisition. So general hiring manager will create a job requisition. So he is going to create a job requisition. Let us take an example of accounts executive. Okay, he has creating a job requisition, job called accounts executive in this particular organization. Organization means here department, accounting US, legal employer, US one legal entity, business unit, US one business unit. What is the job here? Accounts executive. So here with the help of job requisition templates he can create, or he can create manually. So it depends upon what are the, if you have already created job requisition templates, you can use that job requisition templates, or normally also manually also you can create. So once that becomes status is active, you can post that particular job requisition in the internal career sites or external career sites. Okay. See, once that particular job requisition is active, you can post it in the internal career sites and external career sites. Okay. So we will see here. So first phase, this is a standalone phase. Configuration of geographies. There is nothing dependency here. Okay. We need to create a legal entity and then job application flows and then candidate selection process. This is not a valid one. So we have to go one by one only. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. What is phase 1? Phase 1 of ORC is configuring geography hierarchies. So what are how many levels would be there in geography hierarchies, Brahman?
2 levels, sir.
So what are the 2 levels?
City and state or country.
Okay. What is meant by legal entity, configuration of legal entity in ORC? Why we need to configure a legal entity in order to implement ORC? Harinath, why we need to configure a legal entity? Brahman, why we need to configure a legal entity in ORC? Gayatri, why we need to configure a legal entity in ORC?
Because for each job, we have to mention which position or, under which organization are we going to recruit them. So the legal information is important. That will be the first step.
Very good. So first of all, so we are talking about ORC means what? So we are talking about always jobs. We are talking about candidate hiring. But in which legal entity you want to hire? Okay. Without configuring the legal entity means suppose within the enterprise there are 5 legal entities are there. Okay. You want to hire a candidate, or you want to you want to do a candidate selection process. For which legal entity you want to do that one? All these things means what? The basic setup, the enterprise structures and workforce structures has to be configured before moving to the ORC. Okay, before moving to the Oracle Recruitment Cloud. So we will see the fundamentals of, we have seen the fundamentals of ORC. Now just we will see this job application flows and all. So you can create a job requisition templates. So if you want to select only active templates, you can see this. These are the active templates. So today I don't want to go inside of this one because it's a first class, right? So job application flow configuration. So it comes under candidate experience functional area. It comes under candidate experience functional area. So you can select external apply flow simplifier. So there are two default ones. Okay. Candidate selection flow, there will be default candidate selection flow would be there. So here application flow type, this is one of the important thing. So what is the flow type of this application? Means suppose you want to particular candidate to apply for a job, we are going to use apply. So you want to collect some information from the candidate. So we are going to use request information. Okay. And you want to build some kind of talent community. Okay. Why you want to use this particular job application flow is suppose you want to build some talent community. Then we are going to use this for talent community. So event, you are conducting some event. So then you would be using this event. Generally, we are going to use this apply. This job application flow, we are going to use for applying a job. So recruiting type. So if you see here, so whether you are doing a campus hiring or whether you are doing executive hiring or whether you are doing a contingent hiring or whether you are doing a professional hiring. So for which one you are doing a campus hiring or recruitment, what type of people you are hiring. So let us say I'm doing a campus hiring. Okay, I'm doing a campus hiring. I'm going to use this particular job application flow for campus hiring. So Harmel Foods, campus hiring job application flow. Okay, this is a version 1. You can create multiple versions. Okay, let us say this is a version 1. Start when it should become active. So start on activation. So here we have discussed, right? What we have discussed in the theoretical stuff. So what we have discussed, what we are going to collect in the job application flow. We are going to collect personal information, something related to your education, experience, and which language you are comfortable, or any kind of disability or anything related to you, particular candidate, we are going to collect the particular information. Okay. So I'm going to collect all this information. You want to move from here to there also, you can move to left, move to right. So if you don't want this address information, you can just delete. Okay. So this is about personal information section. This is about personal information section. Or you want to change the section also, that is fine. You can change that one. And job application question. This is another section. Okay. Job application question sections. This is experience. Okay. So here properties are not defined. So it is showing some properties are not defined. So just go to timeline. So whether it is required, work and education history, this section is required or not. So you can make, if you want to make this required, you can make this as required. Okay. So if it is showing in the red color means you can delete that one. Okay. It's a kind of optional. Block properties are not defined. So block properties are not defined. What it is showing. Well, you want to make at least one of them is required. Just you can select them as required. Resume is required. The supporting documents. Suppose you are asking for a particular resume. So you have to select resume is required. So licenses and certification. Suppose you are looking for a particular candidate who are certified. Okay. Select these licenses and default. It's a required section. So make this as required. Preferences. Work requirement details. So you have to define the section here. So if the section, because here section means what? Section is a mandatory section here. That's why it is giving a kind of a red color tick mark. So you just select languages by default. Automatically it will come. So if you want to make this as required, you can make this as required. Okay. In the experience section, suppose I want to add that experience section, add to experience. So here under experience section, I want to add this experience section. It will come here, but still it is showing a red color, right? Just go to here. So the section has not defined here. Select the previous employment by default. So these are the sections under this particular experience. Select here. The previous employment will be shown by default. Means you are going to collect the information related to the previous employment of the particular candidate. Okay, whether if you want to make this one as a mandatory, okay, but it is a fresher drive, right? You don't have to mention that one. Okay, you can just cancel that one. So I'm going to remove that one also, because this is a campus hiring, means they don't have any kind of experience. So there is no need of keeping this one. Just to delete it. So now I have created a particular job application flow, that is version 1. Now click on save and activate. So before going to do that, if you want to add anything like skills, add to more about you, and then citizenship. I want to add citizenship information, more about you. And let us take, if you want to collect any kind of disability for a particular candidate. Okay, so here it is showing in the red color, right? Just go to skills. Under section, so if it is showing in the red color means section has not defined properly. So which skills are you looking for, whether personal skills by default or normal skills? These are the two sections we are going to define. Just select whichever it is. Now click on save. Then the red color will go. So you want to collect some extra information or some sensitive information, or preferred locations. So which location the candidate want to work, preferred locations. So you can add what are the blocks you want in this job application flow, and if it is showing in the red color, you have to go inside and see whether any kind of required block, so whether any kind of required is there. Well, let us take, if I don't define this section and this section is mandatory, it will throw a red color tick mark. Okay, so now I have defined all the sections here, and if you want to make this application flow as an express flow, fast and one page application flow also, we can make this one as one page application flow. Everything will be shown in under one page and express apply. We're making this as an express apply. Now click on save and activate. Okay, so now this job application flow is active. So we have created a job application flow. Where we are going to use this job application flow, can anybody tell me where we are going to use this job application flows?
I think it's eighth phase, sir.
Third phase, sir.
So I have created a job application flow, but where we are going to use this one? Brahma, where we are going to use this job application flows?
Was
We are going to use this job application flows in the job requisition templates. So candidate selection process also going to use in the job requisition templates. Okay, for now, just I think today we are enough actually. So now, coming back to theoretical stuff. So we have gone through the basic job application flow configuration. We have added this experience related stuff, more about you. What are the blocks? What are the different blocks that are available? We have associated that one. Okay. Now go to here. So you can search from here also job application flows. So under hiring, it is not there. Just comes under. Okay, if it's not there, just we have to go to finance. So under which functional area it would be there? Job application flows. Under which functional area job application flow task would be available?
application.
Experience, right? So you have to remember each and every functional area. Okay. So under candidate experience functional area, we will be having job application flow configurations. Okay. So what is the job application flow I have created?
Hormone foods.
Campus
Hormone
hiring.
foods. So Hormone foods campus hiring job application flow. Okay. If you want to delete this one, you can delete. If you want to activate, can make this one activate. So now earlier it was in the draft state. Now it is in the active state. Okay. So now where we are going to use the job application flows?
Requisition.
Job requisition configuration.
In the job requisition templates.
Configuration.
The job requisition templates. So in this job requisition templates, we are going to use this job application flows. Okay.
Okay.
Just remember this. Okay. Yeah, I think for today we are done. Okay. So from next week onwards, tomorrow actually there is one function at my home. So tomorrow I cannot take the class. So next week, so I'm giving another 1 week time. Okay, I'll share this PPT also. You go through the PPT first, and then you go through the application. Like suppose what is the activity? What is called? What is recruitment activity center? Just go through that UI first. Hiring. Go to all the recruitment related work areas. Just be familiar with the UI. So activity centers, recruiting activity center. Okay. Messages,
Okay.
requisitions. This is called as job requisition. Offers, candidate search, candidate pools. Okay. So just be familiar with this one, and compared to any other module, recruiting is far easy. But in order to implement recruiting, you should have a basic understanding of enterprise structures and workforce structures. Okay. The basic global HR knowledge is required. Okay. Once you're done with this one, just go back to candidate sourcing. Okay. Candidate search pools messages. This is a campaigns. Who will do the campaigns? Sourcer will do the campaign. Who are the sourcer? What are the different players that are available? Okay. We will see in the next class. Recruiter, sourcer, collaborator, candidate, hiring manager, and then HR. So there are 7 to 8 people are there who are really required to do all the process. Coordinating the interviews. So it's about interview activity center. You can see everything what's going on, which candidate, so who is the manager, when the interview got scheduled. So every information, it is only this particular page will act as a one-stop shop. Okay, this is going to be the main dashboard for interviews. Okay, click here, go to under hiring, add a candidate pool, candidate search, career sites configuration. Okay, these are the career sites. Okay, this is the Redwood career site. You can configure this one. So career sites configuration, we will see that one. So what is the phase number for career sites configuration? Can anybody tell me in which phase we are going to configure the career sites? Brahma,
Phase 5.
phase 5 or phase 6?
Phase 5, sir.
Phase 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So career sites configuration, job requisition templates. We are not to create for jobs or positions a standalone. So if you see here, let us take any of the existing job requisition template. That's one of the biggest thing. Okay, job requisition template is one of the biggest thing. Okay, you go through one of the other, the basic. Just go through the UI and be familiar with that one. Okay, so how it will look like. So these are the job offers, interview schedule templates, job requisition. So in order to create job requisition, whether it is easy to create manually or whether it is easy to use job requisition templates. Which one is easy, whether to create manually or by using job requisition templates?
Using templates.
Templates.
So here, so requisition type standard. Okay, create a requisition using template. So obviously, by using a template, it would be easy. Okay, so by using the template itself, it would be easy actually. So we are going to use the templates. Okay, by using existing requisition, you can copy the existing requisition and you can create a new requisition, or you can use the templates. Okay, so we are going to create each and everything in the next section, but we will go step by step. Okay, so next session, okay, next Saturday, we are going to configure geography hierarchies. And anyhow, we know how to configure legal entity, it's some information, right? Okay, anyhow, Fatima, I think you don't know. So these two things, and already we have seen how to configure a job application flow. We will see another 3 to 4 types of job application flows, and we will see how to configure candidate selection process in the next class. Okay, we are going to cover these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the next session practically. Okay. Okay, team. Actually, I want to show something. But I cannot do the recording of it. Second, I'll stop the recording.